Uh, Actually, I came to hear about Probal because, frankly, I knew certain aspects of his life. You know, whenever I get into problems which don't concern me, but I get in anyway, there are certain people I bother. Pabitra is sitting here. Pabitra is one of my targets. Then Pabitra says that Amake Bangla Bishi Udige Tran Bena. Ranabir is there. So every time I get caught in Sanskrit or ancient Indian history, Ranabir comes up. Probal to me was a friend and a consultant where linguistics was concerned. The first person who influenced me in this subject, of course I'm not very literate, was Abir Dasgupta, the archaeologist. And we know him only as an archaeologist. But Abir Dasgupta had a multifaceted personality, and he drilled philology into my mind when I was just 12 or 13. He used to play games with me. He and his son and I were more or less the same age. Philology, the roots of words, etymology and others, when a kotha chole, bolte got me interested. And after I got into service, I realized this is India's most mentally debilitating service. But if you stay in the service too long, whatever little bit is left of your mind will go. And so one had to keep oneself engaged in a lot of activities. The last issue on which Probal and I spoke for a long time, and I was going through our exchanges, was on two issues pertaining to Bangla, whether they have external origins. I'll tell you the two issues so that those who don't agree can enrich us. We are accused of eating water. We eat water, we eat smoke, etc. And we're trying to go on finding out the roots. And Probal, every time you catch him, he says, no, this is not my subject. He's very frank. I got him on script. He said, no, script is not my subject, you talk to Kanad. So on this one, we went on exchanging a lot of notes. And my guess was that since Bangla emerged as a separate, distinct language only around the 13th, 14th century, it must have been affected because neither grammar nor syntax, not even words, not even the vowels were fully understood, must have been impacted by those who gave them the first recognition. And the first recognition for Bangla did not come from the Brahmin. They insisted on Bipasha for the next 2-3 centuries. So only the subaltern Brahmin like Bodu Chondu Das would be writing in Bangla. Others would remain as miles away from Bangla. So at that point of time, I talked of the influence of Persian because the court of Bengal was run, this is the time when we had Ilyas Shah, Shamsuddin Ilyas Shah uniting Bengal. And since Bangla was recognized in this court for the first time as a language, distinct language, what impact it could have had. And we found one thing, that for ancient Persian that is spoken, medieval Persian that is spoken, and even very up to very late, Persian doesn't have any distinct word for smoke and drink. Modern Persian has introduced, but in colloquial Persian they still don't use. So the word that they use was khurdan, eat, smoke. Smoke, of course, didn't come at that time, as you know. Smoke would come only when the Columbian exchange would take place and tobacco would come in. Eat, drink, same word. That one distinct word, and this Probal told me to pursue this, I have not been able to do it, is they have a single word called Nushidan, which any scholar of Persian will tell you refers only to drinking liquor, wines. But other than liquor, they are eating water. So it continues till today, Khurdan, actually that kha never comes to my throat. Khurdan, which eat means eat and smoke and drink and smoke. So that's So we used to play these games around, and more than this, these kept us engaged over a long period of time. I really miss, because we don't have too many scholars in linguistics. And what is more deadly, since I have such a galaxy of learned people, what is more deadly for India is that we are not getting epigraphists. Okay, Ranabir?
You have not watched
No, I know you're not in epigraphy, you derive the fruits of epigraphy. So epigraphy মানে আমাদের কাছে এখন লক্ষ লক্ষ tablets and others for us inscriptions which we don't have people to read them. And we are not, boys and girls are not interested in pursuing epigraphy as a separate discipline after graduation or post-graduation. So we will have a huge stock of materials lying everywhere, because I handle the archaeological survey and others. I know how much is lying, and there are no people to read them. So we have this problem when it comes to origins of words, scripts and others, because they open the doors to fresh thinking. And that is where we have a problem. I am very sorry. I mean, I got stunned when I heard from Poranjoy, because you must have told Poranjoy. Poranjoy told me, and I was stunned. Kiri Baba, he is 70 or 72. Well, no, just a heart attack, and he just passed away. So we have really lost a scholar, because we have many scholars, but to me, that scholar who contributes to the refreshment, contributes to the refreshing ideas and contributes to the commonwealth of ideas is a scholar. Not one who carries on a trade in terms of teaching what he has been taught. I refer to people who go beyond the classroom and question themselves, question the very existence of things, and come up with propositions, postulates. You don't need to be correct. In the humanities and social sciences, perfection is impossible. It still remains intelligent guesswork. So there, Probal is a great loss to me personally, and I don't know whom to ask. Prof চলে যাওয়ার পরে তারপরে প্রবালকে পেলাম, আরও মাঝে একজন দুজন আছে, to whom to ask now whenever I get caught in problems that defy what I call singularity of viewpoint, that you need to bring in multiple views. Because he used to bring in views, amon mone ache, he said, hang on, I'll give you a counter argument. Could we have been influenced by Tibeto-Burman? ওটা আগে দেখা না, আগে Tibeto-Burman সাইডটা দেখো, because that one, the impact of Tibeto-Burman on the Bangla language is still not fully appreciated. Not fully appreciated. So this is a fascinating aspect of life, that real good, honest scholars who are dedicated to scholastic, to scholarly activities can tell us. So I, along with you, all of us mourn his passing away, and may he find eternal peace. Thank you very much.